How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Today we're looking at Twilight Masquerade, and there's been big jumps not only in the booster boxes but also in the singles for Twilight Masquerade, the Infernape, the Chansey, the Growlithe, Hisuian Growlithe. Even the Greninja continues to recover even if it price corrects during this bull market. So we're going to check out all the singles and then we'll look at the sealed product to see what the sealed product for this set has been doing. So go ahead and get comfortable because we're going to check out these prices. And yeah, I'm going to update you for the month of January and February. So let's go ahead and get right on into it. And so first off, we're looking at these booster boxes. This is February 8th that the last sales have been made on eBay. You can see $198 right here, $149 right here. It looks like it was a best offer. It is from Pakistan, so I don't know if you want to be buying booster boxes from Pakistan on a deal. I would like to just buy booster boxes locally from sellers I've bought before. But if you want to get a good deal, go ahead. And if you trust the seller, go ahead. Looks like this seller has 100% and 6 sales so far. $194 right here. Buy it now with free delivery. And $180 right here plus $8 in delivery. So you're looking at about $188. And so if you were to sell on eBay for $188, we'll multiply that by 0.1325 because eBay has a 13.25% fee. So you're looking at about $25. So $188 you sold for $188. And let's just say you charge delivery. So don't account for the delivery cost. So 188 minus, what do we say? $25. So you're going to gain $163 from this sale. That's what you're going to be earning for the sale. And so depending on when you bought this product at $110, I bought 4 booster boxes, I believe. One for $102 for $110, and then the others for about $150. So let's just say I sold at, let's just say I sold one for $100, or let's just say the one I sold was the one I bought for $150. $13 in profit. Now, if I sold the one that I bought for $110, that would have been $53 in profit. And so, personally, I like to charge a shipping fee, but that's just my preference because it just helps me charge it just helps me. I already have the label printed. I print out the label or I scan it at USPS, and I just don't have to worry about buying shipping. I use Shippo personally when I do have to print my own labels, for example, on whether it's Facebook Marketplace or Mercari. So I do use a shipping account, but and so sometimes I'll do that as well. I use my Shippo account. But what I like to do and what I highly recommend is for $6 extra, you can have it be where you basically require a signature. And so I normally have my buyer pay for the shipping, and then I just add an extra $6. I pay for it myself, and the $6 requires them to sign the signature. For me, that just protects me as a seller. In case anything shady happens, I can go ahead and require that person to pick it up at USPS, which normally isn't a big problem. All right, next, let's look at the booster box. It's $189 according to TCG Player. It's gained 18% in value since November. December, it was selling for $157, $158. In January, $162. And now it's fluctuating at around $178 and selling for $189. And if you look closely right here, you can see the volume. You're having about, on average, 50 of these booster boxes being sold every few days. And in the last month, you're having about 10 to 30 booster boxes being sold. And looks like the last sales have been for $195. 18 of these booster boxes sold for $195. So yeah, for the past month, this box has been fluctuating at around $185. I was wondering, is it going to continue to go up to $200? Looks like it's not. It's staying at a support level of about $185. And now there's sales for $195. If we do get reprints, you can expect this to drop by 10%. Maybe even the worst thing possible would be 20%. So if it was 20%, you would probably go back down to $162. And so, yeah, we'll have to see. Yeah, it's gained 18% in the last 3 months. So if we lost 20% of value on our booster boxes, you're looking at your booster boxes dropping to about $150, which is about MSRP, $143, right? Or no, that was the old MSRP. I guess MSRP is what, $161. So you're looking at about $150 if prices drop with the reprints that we might be getting soon. Surging Sparks is confirmed to be getting reprints, and so it would be interesting to see how much this market values reprints and how much people maybe don't really care about a reprint. And I'm sure you've seen online that a lot of YouTubers, and I agree, is when you reprints happen, that's just a better opportunity to continue to buy more boxes at a cheaper price, because odds are after the reprints end, like Lost Origin and Silver Tempest, the prices do go up depending on which booster box it is. Silver Tempest took a long time to get to, what is it, $230 now, $250. It's sold out of the Pokemon Center finally. With Lost Origin, reprints caused the boxes to go from 140 to like 115. And then after the boxes were 115, they went back up to like 160, 180, and then it took off to, what is it, like $300 plus, almost $400 for a Lost Origin box. So let's go ahead and check out these cards. We're starting off with the Infernape. And the reason why I take a long sip is I knew this Infernape was a great card, and obviously we're in a bull market, but this Infernape is up 98% in 1 month. It was a $9 card throughout January, and now it is an $18, $17 card. And so we could see, you know, post-release, let's just do the last 6 months. This card was $6. Look at 234 copies sold for $10 in November. And I mean, it's an Infernape. It's a starter Pokemon. Some people maybe don't like the artwork, but if I were to pull this card, and I think if any kid were to pull this card, they would be like, yo, this is a sick card. You know, kids even like full arts. It's crazy. Like, I've seen a lot of kids love full arts. And so this is, you know, an illustration rare, so it's even better than just your regular full art. But nonetheless, this card is up 99% in the past 6 months. And in the past month, it's up 98%. So it just dropped a little bit from $18 to $17. So we have the Infernape. And guess what? The Infernape is also taking off in the PSA 10. In January, you could have still bought this for $70, $73. And now in a PSA 10, this Infernape is selling for $120 and climbing. Literally, February 4th, $117. Now it's $129. Literally 4 days later, it jumps another $10. Really great to see. Here's the Chansey right here. It's up 84% in the last month. It was selling in January for $16, and now it's selling for $26. So really great to see. Look at the volume. You're having about 10 to 20 copies being sold every few days. And looks like it's at a stable price point since January. It hasn't dropped too much. It's only dropped from $29 down to $26. So it's only a $3 drop. Maybe it'll go down to $20 again. We'll have to see. And again, cards tend to go up, and then they see a price correction, right? And then there's a new support level, and sometimes the support levels are longer. When it was alternate arts, and the alternate arts blew up, and then they dropped, those support levels were steady for like 3 to 4 months, 6 months. But again, Sword and Shield was out of the picture. No more reprints. We're in Scarlet and Violet. We're in year 3 of Scarlet and Violet, and then the prices started to go pretty much past beyond their all-time highs. So next we got this Chansey right here. You can see in January it was at $67 for a PSA 10, and throughout January it just blew up to $91, and now at the end of January it went to $143. That's crazy. From $67 early January, people caught on, they started buying it up, and now it is $165 for the PSA 10. And again, you know, it all goes to the gem rates too. Some of these illustration rares, like the Magikarp from Paldea Evolve, they have they have the print quality basically helped improve the prices for those PSA 10s, because the print quality, if it's worse, the PSA 10 is going to be more valuable because the gem rate is super low. And so really crazy to see, and really great to see too, especially if you've had these cards and either you need the money or you're looking to sell, so you can get your gains. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with collecting or investing in cards, in my opinion. And as someone who loves the hobby and loves collecting and loves investing, for me to continue to buy things in this hobby, I do eventually have to sell things. It's nice to have a collection, but eventually I do want to make a little bit of money on the side so I can buy the newest set, All right. Next, we have this Hisuian Growlithe right here. It's up 66% in the last month. It was selling for $10 in January. I actually pulled this in my Twilight Masquerade booster box. There was one that was torn. I got two or three of them in the beginning for like 110. Now I have like 5, maybe 6. And I sold one for 190 like a month ago. But anyways, yeah, I pulled this card. It was cool. I was disappointed I didn't get any SIRs. And then later I pulled a Sinistcha EX in like a booster bundle. And yeah, this card has gone from $10 in January all the way up to $18. And you can see the volume. I mean, 75 copies sold at $14. And now the card is $18 just a few days later. And if we look at the PSA 10, I thought I had the PSA 10 here. Let's see if I put it back here somewhere, guys. I do not have the PSA 10 for the Hisuian Growlithe, but we might as well check it out, right? We gotta check out that Hisuian Growlithe. Well, let's see what's happening with that guy. It honestly is a cool card. Let's get rid of the raw and the PSA 9. All right, so we could see right here in January, $79 for this Hisuian Growlithe. Let's just say Growlithe. $87 to $90, so to $97. So it grew in value from $80 in January to $97. So $17, it's barely hit. It's not even hit the $100 mark. There might be some room to grow for this Hisuian Growlithe. And so yeah, now for the big dog right here, the Greninja EX, the one that no one believed in post-release. And then what happened? You hear rumblings. People start saying Twilight Masquerade is actually kind of cool. The Greninja is great. Then you have people saying the Greninja is a terrible card. And people are saying it has a pop of color. Like, are you kidding me? Like, look how epic this card is. And I'm on that team. I think this card's epic. It's only up 0.15% in the last month. But what's important to note is right here. In January, it did drop from 339 to 330 to 328. And as you can see right here, people were still buying this card, several copies every few days. And now it's starting to make a resurgence. And the resurgence is important. It's back up to 338. But the support level seems to be $326, $325. Once it goes below $325, people start to buy this card up again. And it's partly because of the history. People know, hey, it's been valued at $337. If it goes down to $328, I'm saving $10. I believe in this card. I want to collect it. I want to flip it. I want to hold on to it and sell it, whatever. I want to grade it. And so, yeah, you could just see in the past 6 months, at some point it was $280. And then in October, it hit the $300 mark and it's been staying there. So maybe the support level was closer to $300, $325. Nonetheless, this card is $338. So if it gets below $300, it seems like people start to buy it up. Now let's go ahead and check out the PSA 10. It hasn't really gone too crazy, or I guess it has actually. I correct myself right here. It's about $798 according to Pokedata.io. They use eBay sales. And you can see right here, $760, $800, $777. $755 in an auction bid. Look out for those auctions. You might be able to save a little bit of money. But yeah, $760, $798 is the price point right now. The market price for this Greninja. let's see how much it's gained since January. Since early January, it was about 750. So that's not too bad. $750, even 730, now to $798. So that's a big difference. That's $60. $60, that can pay your eBay fee easily. Easily pay your eBay fee of 13%, right? 13.25. Next, let's check out this Eevee right here. It was so funny. I was telling people when this set came out, because it's an Eevee card. Like, come on, right? I was telling people this card is going to be the most valuable card in the set, kind of like the Magikarp. And someone commented saying, like, a long, super long comment about, like, that's not going to be an expensive card. It's nothing like the Magikarp. How could you compare it to the Magikarp? And I'm like, dude, Prismatic Evolutions, Terrestrial Festival will be coming out next year. Like, obviously it has 8 Eevees on it. Like, it's going to be popular. It might not be a $200 card right now, and I'm not saying it's going to be, but at this point it's a $100 card. And at this time, it was like a $40 card. So anyways, people are going to comment. They're going to be negative. And if they like the negativity, like, cool for them. Like, like, it was just funny, dude. Like, I get having your opinion. Anyone who's watching this can have their opinion. But at the same time, like, we all have different opinions and discourse. And that's why the channel is fun, is that, like, we get to talk about these Pokemon cards. We get to disagree on things, agree on some things, and then we all get to be surprised when the market crashes for a few months. And that's not even a crash, it's a price correction, but crashes for a year or two. Like, I started collecting in Pokemon, or invested in Pokemon. I was collecting 4 years ago during COVID, right? 5 years ago. And then I didn't start investing until the last 3 years, maybe. And I was collecting 4 or 5 years ago during COVID. So it's like, I like this hobby, and now I like investing and talking about investing and selling. And I'm even going to be vending in the city that I live in, and that's exciting for me. And it's exciting to see all the product that I've been collecting go up in value, and it's exciting to then buy more product and then start a business. So all those people, they can just, like, I don't really care about them. Like, like, if they have their opinion and it makes them sleep well at night, then go ahead, But anyways, there's my rant on people hating on investors and collectors and people that have businesses and small businesses. And, like, this hobby is supposed to be fun, and we can, enjoy it, in whatever part that you're enjoying it, collecting, investing, vending. And as long as you're being a decent person, then let's go. Anyways, let's get back to the cards, guys. I just had to, mention that because I want to grow the channel. I want to talk more about Pokemon cards. I want to get 1,000 subscribers so I can finally have a YouTube live and ask other people to go live with me or whatever, and just be able to talk more about the Pokemon market, the Pokemon cards, because this is one of my favorite things that I grew up with, and that I feel really nostalgic about now that I'm an adult and have to work and etc. So let's go ahead and talk about this card. It's up 9% in the last month. It's a $98 card. You can see it was fluctuating around $91, $95. Hit $104 in early February and has price corrected down to $98. So price corrected by $6. That's not a huge difference. It'll be good to see in the next 3 months where this card will land. Is it going to land for the next 3 to 6 months at $90? Will it land at $111? Because for some time it was a $56 card, and it just slowly started creeping up as the months went on to $78, $85. You could see, yeah, it was a $50, $45 card, fluctuating around $45, $60 for a while, and then took off in January when the bull market was solidified. So $98 card in January, December was about $70. So it's up $28 since January. And let's look at the PSA 10s, because the PSA 10s in January was going for $228 and started climbing. This bull market is strong. It's climbing, and it's settling at around $345. Managed to get to $355, some sales, and now it's $340. So that's a big climb from $256 to $340. That'll for sure pay your eBay fee. And that's a matter of literally like 4 or 5 weeks, you guys. That's why I'm saying, like, I'm not trying to overhype these cards. I'm just trying to get people to, to look at these cards and see like, hey, some of these cards continue to go up. They price correct for a little bit, and maybe they're continuing to either go up again. And if you already have these cards and you're looking to sell some of them, then that's a great thing. You're looking to make some profit. And if you believe in some of these cards and you think the bull market might continue, maybe you're looking to start grading some cards for the first time. I'm starting to grade cards for the first time. And so I'm excited about that. That's going to be fun to do, to see the challenges that come with grading, but also the profit and the risk, how it can be worth it. And if you have to sell I've sold things at a loss several times, you guys. Like, people sometimes in the comments are like, the boat has sailed on this card, and it's like, yeah, sure, but I've had like a Lugia Lost Thunder Rainbow Rare that I bought during COVID for $900 and had to sell it for like $580 after I held it for 3 years, because during the Pokemon COVID boom, I was just collecting. And for me, that was a big accomplishment. I already had graduated, but I was doing a credential program like at the university. And so that was like a present to myself. And I had to sell that present. But it wasn't a big deal to me because I had bought in Pokemon stuff and sold Pokemon stuff. So it kind of just paid off for the loss that I held on for 3 years. So I'm not trying to like get anyone to buy cards. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to have people notice these trends and see how there's potential in either, I'm an investment channel, in either investing or if you want to collect. And it's like, yeah, if cards continue to get expensive, don't you want to collect something at a cheaper price or cheaper entry point? And so, yeah, I keep going back and forth on that spiel, but it's important to me, because I do want to continue making these videos and continue in the hobby. All right, this card, the Perrin card, is up 24% in the last month. That's a lot, significant amount. Trainer cards aren't the most popular cards, but people seem to like these trainer cards in this set. And I don't blame them. They're gorgeous and they're different. They're not like your typical full art looking card. But yeah, you can see there's on average 2 to 6 cards being sold every few days. And you can see the steady price growth from January, $66. It just keeps going up to $79. But as you can see, at one point, this card was expensive. 6 months ago, it was $77 post-release. People were really hyped about it, and it managed to drop from $75 to $55, and that was just post-release. The bull market hadn't started yet, and so now that it has started, people are buying up this card. And it'll be interesting to see, too, because we probably will get reprints for Twilight Masquerade. I believe there was a restock, but we'll see. All right, in January, this PSA 10 was $173. Now it's about $195, $195. Yeah, so that's about a $20 gain in the past month and a half. That's pretty good. Good to know, And so also this population report right here is available too if you guys want to look along the way. I haven't really pointed it out. Pokedata.io is a great resource. And I pay for the subscription, which isn't even that much for a year. I think it's like $24, something like that. Maybe even less. Next, we have the Carmine card. Similar thing with the Carmine card. It was expensive in August, $83. Yeah, it came out of the gate hot, expensive, and since then was dropping from $100 all the way down to $68 in December, and now it's starting to make its way up. It's up 18% in the last month, from $66 up to $77. And similar thing like with the Perrin card, you're getting about 2 to 10 copies. It's even more popular every few days. And if you've seen this, I've only seen it once in person, but the eyes have the holographic like texture, and then the food. It's a really cool card, honestly. If you're gonna have a trainer card, that's a card that I would have. I think it's better than the Perrin card, but the Perrin card is also a really beautiful card as well. I just think it's interesting how the eyes glitter like that. It's cool. All right, and here's the Bloodmoon Ursaluna. I'm still bullish on this card. I don't know why the market doesn't like this card. I have a feeling it'll be like the Garchomp EX that will see a good price growth. Paradox Rift, right? Garchomp EX is starting to go up again and go up pretty quick. It was just so cheap. That Garchomp at one point was like $15, $19, and I think now it's like a 25 almost, or no, like a $33 card. And so, yeah, so past 6 months, this card has just continued to drop. $44, $39. But look at the volume though. And that's what I'm saying, is that people are smart. Either they like this card or they're investing in this card, and the volume is huge. 10 to 50 copies of this card being sold. Are you kidding me? I have a bunch of copies of this card too, and it just goes to show people know what to buy or collect, because this card is sick. It reminds me of the Tyranitar, but even better. The Tyranitar from, what's it called, Battle Styles, is sleeping. But then this Bloodmoon Ursaluna is like literally digging honey out. Like, it's like the Machamp V too from Astral Radiance. I don't know. I think this is still a good buy. I personally already have a few. I want to grade some, but the ones I get, I swear, like I'm buying them from a vendor and they look good, but like there's just like a corner that's damaged. But the card is so cheap that I'm like, I'll just buy it. Like it should be like a $60, $80, $90 card in a couple years. Like, just buy a few, you know, they're so cheap. And so, yeah, the PSA 10, I might go the PSA 10 route, to be honest. It's gone up pretty substantially since January. It was a 97, it was like a $90, $100 PSA 10 card, and now it's $132 all of a sudden. And so, not that I missed the boat, but I was looking at this for a while, you know, and I just kept seeing $110, $120, and I'm like, man, but the card is only $30. I could just grade my own and make that margin of $70, right? But now the PSA 10 has also started to go up. You can see some sales are actually right here, 137, but there was a auction and someone got it for $84. That's a steal. They already made $50 in profit, and $90 right here. And that's what I'm saying, is there's still plays to be had. There are still plays. All right, let's just see how crazy this Twilight Masquerade booster box case has been. At one point, man, I wish I would have bought this booster box case, but I had already bought like so much Sword and Shield, you know, that like I only wanted a few Twilight Masquerade. And then at the same time, I didn't know how available or how much stock there was going to be for Twilight Masquerade. And once it kind of dried up and the price started going up, I was like, man, I can't get a case anymore. Or maybe I shouldn't, because we knew Team Rocket was going to come out and the glory of Team Rocket and all these other sets, you know. So I missed the boat, I guess you could say, on this booster box case, but it's still under $1,200. So if we just do math, you know, real quick, 1,200 divided by 6, you're looking at $200 a box. So there's already kind of a premium on it just for being sealed. But at one point in January or December, it was still under $1,000. In January, it hit 1,000, and now it's 1,100. So it's starting to go up, definitely. Here is the Pokemon Center ETB. I didn't get this one. I wanted to, but again, at the same time, they were still available on the Pokemon Center, but I had Paradox Rift Pokemon Center, a bunch of Paldean Fates Pokemon Centers that I bought after release. I had a Stellar Crown that I got. And so, you know, I didn't end up buying this one, and I've sold ETBs already. Just a couple. Actually, no, I haven't really sold too many. I've sold Burning Shadows ETBs, or I traded them for 80% market value, which is kind of nuts, but I did trade for a Paldean Fates ETB, so it was kind of a steal at the same time. The homie hooked it up, definitely, the vendor. But yeah, it's a $92 ETB. It's gone up 22% in the last 3 months. A lot of people were buying this, as you could see. 66 items were sold for $88, and now it's a $92 ETB. So you're definitely going to have to take some time on this. Twilight Masquerade is a killer set. The box isn't my favorite artwork. It does have a shimmer and glitter, and it is a Greninja. The Greninja potentially could be in this box, and so I think this box in itself will start to go up, even though maybe people bought pretty high at $88, $99. But you can see that the volume's pretty good. 2 to 7 boxes are still being sold every few days. So the volume's good on that. The Snorlax right here, when I'm vending in March, I'm really excited about that. I have a good amount of these that I'm going to be selling for about $20. Market price is $21. It's gone up 30%. It's gained 30% in the past 3 months. If we look at 1 month ago, it was $20 in January. And, there's not too many of these being bought up. There's like 1 to 2 being sold every few days. And, it does have to do with the price point. Once it gets expensive, um, you know, it starts to have less demand, and less items are sold when the prices get too high. And so, market price is 21. I'm going to try and sell mine for $20 in March. And I don't mind waiting on them because I know the Snorlax is a little bit more popular with the promo. And you can see in December it was like $18 and now it's $21 market price. If you look right here, you have $19 with shipping included and $20. So I'm selling them for market price. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, and the right buyer will come and buy them. And then the other one has the Revel Room. I think it's like $17. So I'll probably just maybe sell that for $17 or $15. It just depends. I got them for like $13, $12 each. And that's the great thing about buying stuff in bulk and looking on eBay and buying a case. Because then you can get a deal. And so, and if you're starting a business too and you get your reseller certificate and you go through eBay, you might be able to save on tax. That's what I'm working on right now. All right, next we have these 4 set bundles. You can get them for $18. So that's about $6 each. No, wait, 6, 6. Nah, that's 6, 6, 12. No, I'm tripping. Sorry about that, guys. You're getting them for about, what is it? Less than $5 each. But it's gone up 9% in the last month. 3 months ago or 6 months ago, you can get these 4 booster packs. And they're called the art bundles, right? For $13, and the volume's pretty good. About 2 to 10 were being sold every few days for the past 6 months. If we look at the last 3 months, not very many have been sold. If you look at the last month, not very many have been sold. But sales are being made, and the prices are slowly going up. And man, look at these sellers: $25, $26, $27. That is interesting. And if you compare it to the other ones, let's see, market price for the 4 individual artworks, $18. If you look right here, Stellar Crown, $17. Surging Sparks, $27. It is a better set. $16 for Paradox Rift, $17 for Obsidian Flames. So it's barely more expensive than Paradox Rift and Obsidian Flames and Stellar Crown. So it just goes to show, how popular this set is. And then we have the pack itself. So here's the thing about the packs. If we're going to talk about investing again, because that's what I'm mainly here for. And I like collecting too, but I don't know. I just like having things that get expensive and then selling them, It's a business. But what I was going to get into is that if you get 10 of these for $4 in December and you sell them now for $5.48, you're making $1.48 per pack, right? And yeah, if you only get 10, you might not make a big profit because there's an eBay fee. But if you get like 40 of them, or if you get 20 of them and you just keep getting more, and you hold on to them for a while, you can resell them and then make a profit, is what I'm saying. Because, anyone who bought these at $4 can now sell them at $5.48. And so that's $1.48 gain since December. And when it comes to, having a business and starting a business, you can break even sometimes on things. You can recoup that money and basically get your good eBay feedback, or on Facebook, good Facebook feedback. When people see that you have product and you're willing to sell it, and people know that you're reliable, you start building more connections. You can start trading people for product. I've traded singles for what we're about to talk about last. I've traded some random singles I didn't think were valuable for about 88 sleeve booster packs. And that was super cool, that guy, because he really likes singles and he really likes selling them on Facebook. So there's definitely plays to be made in the hobby, whether we're in a bull market or last. I got these, I think it's been a while. It's been like 4 months, and now they've gone up. At the time they had a value, he told me, of about $4. So they had a value of about $4, and now they have a value of $5.90. So you know, it's gained about a full dollar each, and I didn't even buy them, you guys. So now we're going to talk about buying them though. So currently in the past month, these sleeve booster packs have gone up 28% from $4.65 to $5.90. So that's about $1.30 gain each. Time for bedtime. That's my little thing on my phone or whatever, the health app or whatever. But yeah, $1.30 gain on each of these. That's not too bad, you know. I think eventually this has potential to be like a Chilling Reign or Fusion Strike, and the Fusion Strike ones are about $11 now, $10, and I bought them for about $5 each. And same thing with my Evolving Skies. I bought them for $15, and now they're like, what is it, 25 plus each? And so if you're willing to hold on to these as a true investor, I think these are a good pick as well. Or if you like the loose booster packs, you can go that way. For me, I never really sold a lot of loose booster packs. I know streamers have booster packs, and that's one thing because you're streaming and people trust you and stuff. But you know, it's harder to sell loose booster packs when I'm not a streamer and I'm not doing rip and ships. And so I go for the sleeve booster packs, but I am thinking about getting specialty sets like 151, Prismatic Evolutions. 151 is going up now. So it's kind of like the last call for those. And then Prismatic Evolutions, once we get more product, I will try and buy loose booster packs and see how they do in the long term. That's everything, you guys. I hope everyone has a good one. I can't wait to talk more about the market, but I'll see you later. Peace.